The community's helped me out a lot. You know, when you get a bill for $120,000, you're just like, I want to grab the guitar and be able to stand through the show, you know, whatever. Hopefully I can stand long enough. That's my goal.
All right, guys. Hey, we're sitting here with Nicholas James Sanchez, rock and roller out of Grand Junction, Colorado. What's up, big brother? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, man.
Good.
I'm doing pretty good. So I got a phone call from Ryan Harrison. He was telling me that that there's a upcoming event to help you get the proceeds to Punksgiving this year, right?
Right.
Is going to be going to helping you with some prosthetic costs and things like that, right?
Yes.
So he was telling me about it. He's like, man, you got to interview this dude. This dude's like a fucking metal legend here in Junction. So, and I know that's hard to hear about yourself, man, but Ryan does speak highly of you. So this is the first time me sitting down with you. So let's start at the very beginning, man. Like,
okay.
where are you from? Like, where did you come up at?
I'm actually born here in Grand Junction, Colorado.
Right on.
So I'm native.
Cool.
Make pottery. No, just kidding. I don't make pottery.
That long ago, huh?
That was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So you came up here in Grand Junction, brothers and sisters, whole family here
I'm an only child
Okay.
through my mom and dad.
All right.
I do have a stepsister,
Mm-hmm.
but they all live in New Mexico.
Okay. Is that where your family comes? Are they from New Mexico originally, or they've been here for?
No, my mom and dad were both from here.
Okay.
I don't think they were both born here, but my mom was from Olathe,
Okay.
and my dad spent most of his childhood in Riverside.
Okay.
My grandma and grandpa lived in Riverside.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the upcoming Punksgiving, November
20th, I think.
November 20th.
I think so.
Okay. And so Ryan was telling me about it. He's the one that sets it up with Valiant Heart Productions, right?
Right.
He's gonna be doing that this year through Valiant Heart. He's done it in the past under just pretty much on his own kind of thing, but now he's with Valiant. He started his own production company, and he's been doing a lot of shows and generating a lot of interest in the community, in the music community especially, but you know, in the underground and the kind of in the scene here in Junction.
Right.
So he's been stirring up a lot of interest. And Punksgiving this year is going to be at Two Rivers Tavern.
Yes.
Right?
Off Colorado.
Off Colorado, 539. Check it out. It's over right across from Roasted. So if I'm familiar with the area, it's right there. And so you guys are going to be part of that show. There's going to be another band or a couple other bands going to be involved with that? Or
Yeah, I think the Wrong Impressions are going to be there.
Yeah.
Suckerfish.
Oh, cool.
Ryan, I think Ryan's going to be
Ryan's
playing.
going to do some things too, huh?
And there's a couple more. I'm not real sure. Not familiar with the other ones.
So in the past, the proceeds go to different charitable causes, but for this year, it's going to be going towards helping you pay for some prosthetics that you've been going through.
Yeah, Mr. Sanchez was, like you and I were talking, hasn't been real clean on the sugar.
Okay.
The sugar has taken some effect on me.
So Mr. Sanchez has lost his leg.
Yes.
Right? So we're talking a little bit about it off camera, and attributed to drinking soda.
Well, if you were to look at my diet was pretty heavily sugarly involved.
Okay.
And soda was one of the reasons. Even fruit.
Fructose, right?
Just regular fruit like
Yeah.
apples and oranges. I couldn't just eat one apple, man. I'd have to have stupid 6.
Wow.
I'd eat a whole box of strawberries. I'd eat a whole box of blueberries in one setting. It wouldn't be like, hey, let's spread this out over a period of a week. I'd been like down a whole thing of strawberries in a couple hours. And when I finally ended up going to the doctor, I had split my heel on a rubber mat, just walking, doing the job. So when COVID shut down everything, well, you got a crew of people helping you. Well, when the government comes in and shuts everything down and you're not essential, well, then the bank doesn't see that. The bank
Right.
says, I still
Yeah.
need mortgage payments. My
Right.
house needs mortgage insurance, as far as the cars and everything that runs your shop.
Yeah.
So I take on the workforce of my other people who have let go. So instead of coming to work at 6 o'clock in the morning and working till 5, working from 6 till about 11, 10 o'clock at night. So I'm doing everything just like a normal person would work, plus everybody else's job.
Right.
And I'm not young, as I think I should be. I was telling you how much Mountain Dew I drink.
Yeah.
My legs started to swell up. Like, if you saw the size of this leg, those were the size of my ankles and my calves. And to the point where they're weeping with fluid, just trying to get fluid out of me.
So going back, you mentioned off camera a little bit that you were pretty overweight.
Yeah, so like in 2000, probably about 2009-ish, 10, in that area, I was close to 300 pounds.
Okay.
But I drank an exclusive, just telling you how much Mountain Dew I drank, just crazy. 48 ounces at 6 in the morning, 48 ounces at 8, 48 ounces at 10, 48 ounces at 12, 2, 4, and then polish off 2 6-packs a night. Just
Would you say that was an addiction? Did it feel like an addictive?
it was delicious. Addiction, delicious. They're about the same words.
Right.
Donuts, donuts and Mountain Dew, just
Sugar.
crazy sugar.
Yeah.
And to the point where I couldn't stop using the bathroom. I had to go pee every hour on the hour, even at night.
Wow.
And my wife says, I'm taking you to the hospital. Let's go to the hospital. They say, you should be in a diabetic coma because you're just too far, you're over the, 600 was the meter or whatever your blood sugar level checks. Pretty high. Changed my lifestyle and skinnied up. I got down to 150 pounds.
Wow. From 300 pounds?
Yeah, I lost like a whole person.
Did you do that just through diet alone, or was
Diet.
there exercise involved?
Just diet, like when you lay off that much sugar,
Yeah.
and then, staying away from bread, eat more vegetables.
Okay.
And then, of course, you skinny it up, and then you feel pretty good, and then you start, hey, you remember the time when you did have maybe a soda or something? You start kind of falling back into that old routine, and then it gets you. Next thing you know it, you're trying to justify it by saying, well, I'm drinking diet here every once in a while, but every once in a while those other ones will slip by. So, you'd have cake. Like I was telling you, you'd have at a birthday party and you're eating cake and then you're drinking it, following with a Pepsi or something. And just, some people's bodies are made to be all right, and other people's bodies, like, if something's not working, it's good to go get checked out. I'm a stubborn person. Like I was telling you, I just had a hard time even acknowledging a doctor. Because, you think, I just pray to God, maybe he'll take care of me or whatever. But, you got to do your part too. You can't just say, hey, God, why don't you take care of me? But yet, you think, well, maybe you should lay off 2 6-packs at night.
Were you big coming up, or did you start gaining weight as you got older?
I gained weight as I got older.
Okay, so it was a gradual thing, and then you got to that point where you're 300 pounds. And
Yeah, well, my first job's coming out of, I worked with my dad doing construction, so you're skinny. And then I got a job working for the state home. And then I got a job working at McDonald's. Because state home job it's a rough job. You gotta really love to do what you do.
Right.
And then McDonald's called me and said, hey, $3.10 an hour, man, we'll pay you. You have to cut your hair. And I'm like, okay, I'll cut my hair. And then you're getting free sausage, egg McMuffins and,
soda all
Coke.
day long.
Yeah, you're going down quick.
Yeah.
So I ballooned up pretty quick. And that's how it is.
So
But yeah, food's.
So you went to the doctor. Your wife said, "Yeah, you got to go to the doctor." Dude.
Yeah, went to the doctor. So when I had split my heel open, you go to work, you bandage it up, come home, the bandage is gone. You work in it all day, and there's blood. Do it again. You do it again every day, every day. Well, this is during the Christmas season. My Christmas season's huge.
Right.
I got shirts to print, jackets to do for people, embroidery, hats, you name it. People want stuff for their employees. So I'm trying to get all this stuff done, but I can't seem to get past my health. My health is just deteriorating. So finally, in April, my wife says, I got to take you to the doctor. I don't have a doctor. She says, well, your mom has agreed to pay for a whole year. If you go to the clinic, somebody will see you. I said, okay. So I go in there, and they're looking at me like, God, what is happening with you? Tell me what you eat in the daytime.
And you have the split in your foot at this time?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's problems with my body trying to heal.
When you're telling them what you eat, what do you tell them?
I'm just telling them. I get up, go get maybe like a sausage egg McMuffin, an orange juice, and then it starts to fall apart when I say what I'm eating during the day. Oh, and then I got a box of strawberries, and then I got a box of this, and I got a box of, well, the doctor's like, well, those have sugar in it too. And I said, yeah, but it's natural. I'm trying to justify it.
Right.
No, it's still sugar.
And you're still washing it down with Mountain Dew?
Yeah. Mountain Dew with cream, but I don't want to say that too much. Anyway, the split in my foot was just like a little slit. It turns out it ends up being like about the size of a quarter, and it's turning black.
Okay.
So they're looking at that. So the next time I go see the doctor, it's even worse, and the temperature has changed in my shop. It's not 70 degrees in here anymore. It's like 100 degrees. It's so bad to the point where I'm driving home in 100-degree weather with my heater on in my truck because I am freezing.
Because you're cold. Wow.
And I go to the doctor, and she says, you got to go to the emergency room. This is that bad. Go in the emergency room. I go there just to see what's happening with me. They keep me for a whole week in the hospital. The whole time I'm there, all they want to do is amputate my foot. And they want to amputate my foot. You're trying to think of, well, what's the alternative?
Yeah.
Well, we could do this or we could do that, but most chances are that this is happening is because it's on its way out. My legs are still swollen. So they get me, they let me out. I try the alternative, try to work on it, stay off my foot for 2 weeks. The outside starts to look good, but the inside's already messed up. The infection's in there, and wherever that infection is, that's where your body's trying to heal. And I had broken my foot in that process, not knowing that my foot was broken. I'm walking on it every day at work.
Wow.
And I guess that bone, the heel bone, whatever they're calling it, that's the hardest bone in your body. And when that's destroyed, that's the alternative. So the doctor says, we'll go in there and clean it out. We'll sew you back up. You ain't going to have any use for your foot. He goes, but you'll have a foot. You'll be on crutches for the rest of your life. He goes, or we just take it. We'll amputate your foot. And I'm just like, God, what do you do?
Wow.
Came here. My wife and I talked about it. And we prayed. And I just said, well, go back to the hospital and just have them prep me for surgery. And it was gone the next day. And I tell you what, it changes you. Because you're used to, as a small kid, you don't know that you're learning how to walk.
Right.
But now as you're an adult, trying to learn how to do this, use a wheelchair, use a walker, use crutches, and not have this guy there no more. It's really weird. It's like now you got to learn how to do all this stuff again. You see these athletes who run and get tackled and get their arms or whatever broken, and then you have to have this start over, and it's just you take for granted.
Right. And you're not that old, you know what I mean?
Well, I'm pushing 40. No, just kidding. I wish I was pushing 40. I'm 53.
That's not that old, dude.
But it's like 53 years old, and you're gonna have to learn how to do this again.
Yeah. How has that been mentally on that? I mean, like,
I'll tell you this.
I can't even imagine.
So, getting out of the hospital, and then I didn't go home. I stayed here at my shop. My sister-in-law got me a hospital bed. My mom would come down here and clean and do my laundry. My wife is doing everything else, cooking for me. So the part that's crazy is that I'm in a motorized wheelchair and I could get around because one of my friends came and put batteries in, they found it for me, put batteries in it, got it all working. But I started getting dependent on it, where like to the point where, you think you're going to get this at a certain time and you don't. And then when you're not getting this, then you're kind of laying in bed all day long. And then you're used to working, doing jobs for your customers.
Yeah.
And you don't have that to do. And you can't stand. I mean, I could stand on crutches, but I'm not really going forward. I'm not really doing work. So the idea of, having to go to the bathroom, having somebody clean up after you, having somebody giving you a shower, it's just like, these are things you take for granted.
Exactly, yeah.
I could feed myself. I can clean myself. I could shower myself.
Yeah.
Now I have to wait for, can I stand? Am I capable of doing something for a while? Well, then your stupid legs and your body starts to shrink down, start to atrophy. You can't get into bed like you're supposed to. You can't get in a chair like you're supposed to. And it's just like, I have great family. I have great friends who'd come and see me. Hey man, I came by to see you and brought you some food, and just over the top, people giving you money, when I say I don't have insurance, people would bring me $1,000. Somebody would bring me $2,000. Somebody would bring me $15,000.
Wow.
And these are customers. These are my friends I grew up with. These are guys in my band. These are guys who I've hung out with since I was young. My family members who've come and, dolled up my bathroom so I could get around in there and make it a handicap. My family members who've given their time and found things for me to do, I had my sister-in-law bring me all these CDs because I collect music, and she'd say, here, man, burn them, listen to them, put them in your computer, do whatever you want. People bring me guitars. The community's helped me out a lot. When you get a bill for $120,000, you're just like,
Yeah.
You used to. My shop has been closed since about the latter part of June. And when you could be closed that long and still make your mortgage payment on this, making my mortgage payment on my house, there's a lot of giving people.
Yeah.
I have an uncle, my Uncle Joe, man, he came by and He come by and see me. He goes, hey, let's get your air conditioners hooked up. And, because I was freezing at one time. And then he went up there and cleaned up my air conditioners and took them down already. And just people, like I said, coming to see you. Sometimes you don't want to see people, but man, mentally it just it gets you going again. Just like And when I got this leg on, I just I was sleeping almost all day long to the point where I was excited to get the leg and I was amped up to get it. And then when things weren't falling in place like they needed to go time-wise, I'd get there and just sleep in that bed. My wife would say, you need to get up. And I'm like, I just don't want to.
You just feel depressed?
Yeah, I'd sleep till 4 in the afternoon. Dude, I'd be at work like at 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
And here I'm sleeping till 4 in the afternoon. I'm trying to get out of that regiment now where I'm got the leg on. I'm trying to walk without the walker. It's scary.
Yeah.
Stepping up is scary. Today, my wife and I went somewhere and I had to grab onto her arm. I said, you're getting too far away from them, I'm scared.
Right.
I want to be able to walk and not fall down here in the street somewhere.
Yeah.
But no, I just doing a lot of praying, trying to get hold of God, trying to, because people say, well, God didn't help you with your leg getting cut off. I'm like, that's not God's fault. I was slamming back Mountain Dew. I guess the people who invented it. But you got to take some responsibility for yourself. You can't just blame everybody for, it's your fault. The reason I'm in this condition. No, you can say no to stuff.
I think that's a cautionary tale. I think for people out there that are maybe overindulging in whatever, at some point it will catch up to you. But I think also on the other hand of that is, dude, it really speaks to like relationships.
Oh yeah.
Like if you're a jerk and to people around you and all the people that have helped you and have been here for you, they wouldn't have done that for you.
Right.
But it speaks to like having good relationships with people and connecting with people and whenever you never know whenever you're going to fall on hard times and those relationships are going to come back and be of benefit to you and you're not going to be alone, because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that don't live like that, don't live on a path that is like good to people, and whenever they're alone. And I think it's a testament not only to you as a person, but just to the value of relationships. It matters, dude. Well,
yeah, even the thing that Ryan's doing for me, man, I love animals too, and just like just says, hey, I want to do this thing for you and raise that money for you, and I'm just like, dude, that's more than generous, I remember seeing the NC-17s play, man. They were just, we got to play with the show with them over here, and saw them play a couple other times, and it was funny because Ryan was working at I think Red Lobster, and my wife and I were sitting in there just Red Lobster's like a specialty night or whatever.
Yeah.
And so we went in there, and I was like, hey, you're the dude who was playing last night at the show, the NC-17s. And he goes, oh, hey, how's it going? And that's, it's funny because I remember helping his drummer carry out his kit. Man, his drummer's
Billy?
kit was like stinking 1,500 pounds. Man, I was like, oh my gosh, what do you play? Of course, he's a big guy too.
Yeah.
So yeah, just Ryan's great for doing this. When he put Punksgiving, I thought it was just all punk,
Right.
punk music.
Yeah.
And he's like, nah, man, we want any band to play. And I said, hey, can my band play? And I just wanted to see where I'm at. As far, we still practice.
Yeah.
But I want to grab the guitar and be able to stand through the show. Whatever. Hopefully, I can stand long enough. That's my goal. I've been practicing here at the shop, where maybe do a few jobs, small jobs where I could stand long enough. It's funny because I was telling you, from side to side, it's sketchy till I get another prosthetic leg.
Right.
But until then, just work with what I have and try not to slip and fall.
And this will be your first show back.
Yeah.
Since the amputation.
Yeah, pretty much.